add the whole.
Hello and good morning, feeders. Today is August 1st, 2021, and my name is DJ. Joining me today, we have Feeder Finance Patrick. You want to say hi?
Hi guys.
Hey. So, first I'm going to briefly go over the Tldr, and then Pat will join me here for the core business updates. So, for our Tldr, we have the Auto Farm compound for stablecoins launched for ETH, BTCB, and BNB. Next week, we'll be focusing on Binance's Incubator Program Application. We'll need UI designs, pitch deck, application form. I'm sorry for the asshole motorcycle outside. KYC, etc. After that, our to-do list has been moved over to community.feeder.finance. And the same section has been changed to changelog. More on that later. So, for our core business updates, we've completed the Auto Diversify launch set with the launch of BNB Auto Diversify. Oh my god. That is amazing.
Yeah, so we finished that for the last one earlier this week. And yeah, so we're done with Auto Diversify for this version. And we'll sort of upgrade the whole Auto Diversify, after we're done with the whole upgrades in terms of UI and everything else over the next month or two. But we'll get back to the Auto Diversify to make it better and cheaper.
Very nice. So, we've also completed Auto Farm's compound. You want to talk a little bit about that? That's a big milestone. I feel like we've been working on that one for a while now.
Yes, we have. So we have 7 total deposit options for Auto Farm Compound.
Mm-hmm.
We've launched 4 in this round because they're technically all going to the same place, which is the Belt Vault at Auto Farm Network.
Mm-hmm.
We launched BUSD, USDT, DAI, and USDC. And it took a while because we had to redo a lot of the UI, and obviously you can see now, with the launch, we had to add the whole belt conversion in there, and we have to give that disclaimer because it costs quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And it does $6 I think for going in and about 10 for going out. This is all belt's cost because we don't have a layer of our contract on top. It's all belt.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it costs, and that's why, that's the reason why we couldn't add those into the Auto Diversify in this round or this version, of the vault because of how much cost it would add to, deposits. But we'll get around that in V2. So what we also needed to configure with the portfolio page is because they're all going to the same place, which means when you pull out the API, you're pulling it from the same place, and that means when you go to the portfolio page, you see, your balance in all of the deposit tokens. So you have, let's say, $100 in USDT and BUSD and everything else.
Right.
And we needed to reconfigure the portfolio page so that it reflects,
an accurate,
just the 100.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what took a while. And in terms of getting through to ETH and BTCB and BNB, we're pretty much done in terms of the contracts. So we'll take the next 1 or 2 days. We'll just release it one by one while we work on our Binance, which we can talk about later.
Sure. So, how about some major product updates here? Looks like there's been a lot of big changes this last week.
Yes, in terms of the major product update, that's the thing that took away 2.5, 3 days from our timelines because of how Doppel calculates its APY, which they basically take a 1 year sort of the way they measure is they take the average of a year's historical fees generation over how much they're deposits are, and it sort of overestimates how much users would be earning if they deposit these days. So their trading fees has gone down quite a bit. And to the APY itself, there are two pieces of that. One is the trading fees. The other is the compounding of the Doppel's, native token. And the trading fees itself is roughly about 30 to 40% overestimated, relative to where it is now. And so it could be argued that it's not wrong per se, right? Because, if it's a special situation where their trading volume has just dropped dramatically from where it was.
Right.
And we felt that it was inappropriate for us to show, a 24, 20, whatever, 5% APY when you're only getting 16 or 17. So we needed to fix that, and we spent, a day just investigating, and, another day, making sure that we're not the one making the math mistakes here. So we needed to contact Doppel and check with them and discuss and everything, and then we had to build the API for the API. So that's what took a while, but it's all fixed now, and it's all, the APIs are live. The good thing that actually came out of it is that we are now starting to custom build all our APIs.
That's nice.
Where possible. Correct. And and the good thing is, when you have that, you're aggregating a lot of data in-house. And what that means is, ultimately, we can sort of create these consistent and standardized, market data of returns from all these yield-generating products out there, because we'll aim to, aggregate everything into our platform. That means once we have all these APIs done, then, we have the market data, and we can show it in ways that are more visual, in charts and in tables, and all of that will be possible down the road. Once we have, our priorities done, we can start to think about how to utilize all these data that we have, in the same way like Bloomberg or CIQ, S&P's Capital Intelligence platforms do it. It's really insightful and helpful to investors, we think.
Oh, absolutely. Having data available to investors, I feel, helps empower them make better decisions. So that is definitely a step in the right direction, I feel.
Yep.
So, a lot of good stuff from this past week. How about what's next? What do you got for us, Pat?
Yes, I'm excited about the what's next, because we're, once we're done with the 3 remaining auto farm compound vaults, we're sort of through our, coming soon list. I know we have Bunny there still, which we'll need to remove, because we can vault it, but it doesn't make sense because of how their tokenomics work. It just drains the APY quite a bit if you compound, too often. And if you can't compound it often, then what's the point?
Right.
So we'll remove that. But the exciting part is that we have a lot of engagement going on in our community platform, where we have, community members sending suggestions and ideas about which new vaults could be done. And we have, looked through a lot of those, and we think many of them can be done, and it makes sense to add those to our upcoming list. And that's what we'll think about next week. Once we're done with these vaults, we'll look through what we would add to our upcoming list, and a lot of those that have a lot of upvotes, all of them is sort of possible. Which we'll add to the UI, just so you guys know, what's coming up. And I think that's exciting, because and the best thing about this whole thing, I think, is the fact that our platform is a platform, right? And it's not, purely product.
Right.
So if there are new products out there, coming out with, we have, for instance, you and I and Rafael had this discussion, internally about this index fund type product that has been released. There's a lot of those already on ERC, but these things are coming out on BSC as well.
Right.
And you could argue that these could be, competitors to auto diversify what we're about, what we want to do. And I think um, it says a lot about our platform, where it doesn't even matter if they're doing something similar or the same, because we are aggregating all these products. And if someone comes out with a great product, then it makes sense for us to include that in our platform as well. And so our platform is just the sustainable ecosystem that grows and increase its scope and scale with how BSC for now grows. So everything that's coming out, just if you guys find anything great, just add it to our community suggestions platform, and then eventually, if that's technically possible, we'll add that to our platform, because that's the goal anyway, to add all of that eventually. So that's the exciting part for the upcoming soon list.
Oh yeah, I think just seeing all the community members throw us ideas and have it all discussed and in one place where everybody can see if it's coming next or in progress or planned for launch. Like, I think the community section being updated this week has really been paramount in making sure the future success of Feeder continues. Also, on that note about the index, I think it would be interesting to see an auto diversify of index funds. Oh yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, we're about building unique vaults anyway, and there's so many ideas, and throughout these three months or so that we've been alive as a project, there's a lot of discussions going on about all these different types of vaults, like DCA, index funds, like ETFs type, and high risk, low risk, all that stuff. It's super exciting, and once we have all these infrastructures built out, we'll start to think about how to differentiate with our unique products as well. And I have ideas, and the community have ideas, and it's exciting to think about what we can build, especially because this whole industry, this whole blockchain crypto industry, the fact that it's not yet tightly regulated means that we can innovate, unconstrained. There's unconstrained, no limitation to innovation.
Mm-hmm.
So we can come out with all these types of products, and if it doesn't work, so what? Like, it doesn't matter, because we don't have to. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't catch on. It's not getting popular.
Right.
And it doesn't matter because we don't have to go through all these applications that may take months and years. With regulators, the SEC, and lawyers, and all of that, because it's not required, right? And there's upsides and downsides, obviously, from the regulators or the industry standpoint. It protects investors when you go through all these processes, but there's also that cost of the time we need to spend, the money we have to spend to get through regulation. And the fact that we don't have to at this point makes it all so exciting and fast moving, and we can be creative about building. So that's exciting.
And as the old saying goes, time is money, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. There's definitely a lot of things that we've gotten done, a lot of things coming. I'm excited for everything we have going here.
Me too.
I think we're gonna end it here for now, folks. If you've made it this far, Pat and I appreciate every single one of you, and so does the rest of the team. Again, we really couldn't do this without you guys. Your continued support and your continued contributions through community suggestions, through Telegram, Discord, and our other avenues. They really help us build the products that you guys want. So please keep them coming, guys. We're always listening, and we're always looking to hear what you have to say. Anything else you'd like to add there, Pat?
Nope, I think you said it all. Thank you very much, DJ, and thanks, guys, for listening in.
Thank you as well, Pat. You guys have a great day now.